Pinterest almost broke me. I spent weeks creating pins, following random advice, and watching nothing happen. No clicks, no traffic, just silence. And honestly, I thought Pinterest was dead. But here's the thing, it wasn't Pinterest, it was me. I was making mistakes that I didn't even realize. Today, I want to share the 5 biggest Pinterest mistakes I made so you won't waste months like I did. I'm Rebecca, a homeschooling mom, a CPA, and someone building a quieter life away from the hustle. Pinterest has been one of the biggest tools to help me do that, but only after I learned some tough lessons. My very first mistake was quitting too soon. I posted for 3 weeks, didn't see results, and thought, well, I guess Pinterest just doesn't work for me. What I didn't know back then is that Pinterest is a long game. It takes time for pins to circulate, get picked up, and show up in searches. Stopping too soon meant I never gave my content a chance. I remember sitting at my kitchen table, staring at my analytics that hadn't budged, and feeling so defeated. What I didn't realize then is that consistency always wins over speed. So here's what I wish someone had told me back then. Give yourself at least 6 to 8 months of steady pinning before you decide if Pinterest is really working. It takes time to build momentum. And that leads me straight into my second mistake because even when I did stick with it, I was not giving Pinterest what it actually needed. I was just uploading pretty pins with nice colors and cute fonts, hoping people would find them. But Pinterest is basically a search engine. No keywords means no visibility. The shift came when I started treating Pinterest like Google. When I began using keywords in my titles, descriptions, even on the actual pin graphics, suddenly things started moving. So here's a simple thing you can do. Type your idea into Pinterest search before you make a pin. The suggested words that pop up, that's Pinterest literally telling you what people are already searching for. So use those. And if you want me to walk you through exactly how I find keywords for free, I have a separate video on that. I'll link it in the description for you. But even when I started using keywords, I ran into another issue, one that had me stuck in the wrong niche entirely. My first blog was in a niche that just wasn't Pinterest friendly, weight loss to be exact. Pinterest had cracked down on that content and I didn't realize it. For months, I was pouring effort into a niche that simply wasn't getting any reach. Once I shifted into topics that Pinterest loves, like homeschooling, remote work, and soft living, things changed quickly. Before you commit to a niche, do a quick Pinterest search. If you don't see fresh pins showing up and ranking for your topic, it might not be worth putting all your energy into it. And even after I landed in the right niche, I kept making this next mistake that cost me tons of growth. At first, I thought I was being efficient by creating a single pin and just repinning it over and over again. But Pinterest really wants fresh content, not the exact same image repeated. Now, for each blog post, I usually create several pins in different variations. And even when I repin them later, I make changes so that it's never exactly the same image for the same URL. You can tweak a lot of things to make a pin feel fresh. The background photo, text style, fonts, colors, or layouts. For me, I usually at least change the main image in each version, so that's enough to get Pinterest attention and it doesn't look like a duplicate image. Once I started doing this consistently, Pinterest began rewarding me with more impressions and more clicks. Quick side note, I actually made a simple guide with even more mistakes to avoid and how I organize my pins. I'll link that below in case it helps. So here's a tip. Create 3 to 5 variations for each post and switch things up when you repin. You don't need to make each pin perfect, just make it different enough so that Pinterest sees it as fresh content. And that ties perfectly into the last mistake, one I think almost everyone makes when they're just starting out. I spent so much time tweaking font colors, tiny details, all while ignoring the one thing that actually mattered, showing up consistently. I thought if I just made the perfect pin, it would go viral. But what Pinterest rewards most is not perfection. It's showing up day after day. One thing that really helped me was picking simple templates and using them consistently. The key is not to make every pin perfect. It's to keep putting them out there and keep building momentum. When I was getting started, I realized I needed a plan to keep track of all the little things before I even started pinning anything. I put that together in a plan, and I've linked that below in case it helps. So, if you've been wondering whether Pinterest is still worth it, it is. Just avoid these mistakes, stay consistent, and do not quit too soon. If this resonated, please subscribe. I share videos like this every week to help you build an income you can take anywhere. Also, I made a free guide with 15 things to do before you start pinning. I've linked it below if you want to skip the struggle and get off to a strong start. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.